Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So we are doing a wear test and a first impressions of the new Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer, up to 24-hour wear multi-use concealer. I wonder what they mean by multi-use, because you can use concealer where you want. Anyway, so these were sent to me in PR. I don't know if it was by Urban Decay or Boots, the drugstore we have in the UK, but they sent one to me and they sent one to my brother to my address. And I asked him if he wanted it. He said no, and I was like, good, because they sent me some really dark shades. And then I've kept like one of the lighter ones that's actually for my skin. So I'm gonna try it now, and then tomorrow I'm gonna wear it for as long as I can, just to see how it sits under the eyes. My eyes don't tend to crease or anything like that. They do tend to stay a little bit smooth. I do have a natural crease here. We all know makeup isn't gonna stop your skin from being skin, so I may get a little crease there. But let's give it a go. Just before we get into it, do consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up. On Mondays, I do more product reviews. During the rest of the week, I do more like reactionary things. So it does claim it's up to 24-hour wear, so that's a good thing. Quick fix, full coverage, retouch, conceal, brighten and blend. Lightweight formula, blendable and non-greasy, real skin matte finish. Sorry, I was itching my face as I was reading that. All day hydration, non-comedogenic. So this is the shade 40NW. I did use this very quickly and briefly when I was doing a live to my members. And we kind of discussed it very quickly, but I want to sit here today and actually see how it goes on. I want to try using the brush that comes with it, but also how I would usually apply my concealer on the other side. So this is quite a big concealer. It's quite chunky. I'm just gonna hold it in comparison to my Pat McGrath concealer. You get a lot, like a lot. And this retails for $33 or £28. Which is, I mean, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, for a concealer, I do feel like over 30 is a lot for a concealer. Considering a lot of them aren't really different to each other, I think there's maybe one or two I've used where I've been really blown away. And it is huge. You do get a lot, and maybe multi-purpose, you can use it as your foundation. So again, I'm not sure what it says by multi-use. The website just kind of says you can use it everywhere, which you can with every other concealer, but it claims it's for all skin types. So we're talking oily, dry, mature, anything else. It does have this more like doe foot applicator, so that's nice. That little hole in there is gonna hold more product, so you kind of only need to go in with one swipe. A lot of lip glosses have this, so you don't need to keep going back and forth into the applicator into the packaging for the actual product to come out. So this is a different shade, but I just wanted to show you the brush clean because I have used the other brush. It does have that slight slope to it, and it is quite dense. It does feel spiky, and when I did use it before, it was a bit spiky, considering it's like tap and buff. It's like, ouch. Oh wait, that was actually the same shade. I have two of the same. Okay, on my side with a scar here, we're gonna use the brush that it comes with to blend it in. How I usually do my concealer, I do a tiny bit in the corner here, a tiny bit here, and then a little bit around with kind of like this area here. And then I just tap into those areas. I don't move it around just yet. I tap into the areas where I need the most coverage. Let that like sit just for like a second. Now see, the only thing now I'm experiencing with this brush is perhaps I can't get into this corner completely, where I would like to be up in there just to get right into, I guess it has kind of, it's just a bit messy. I'm just a bit of a perfectionist. When it comes to blending that in, I want it to be blended, you know? Okay, so a lot of coverage. That has good coverage. It has a lot of pigmentation. I'm noticing it straight up. Like it, I could have used a lot less for sure. Now I never do concealer on the eyelid, especially if I'm going to wear, eyeshadow. I usually use an eyeshadow primer. That's my skin tone. Ignite from Sigma, because it's the best. But for this, we're gonna put an eyelid. I'm not gonna worry about creasing. I just wanna see the color difference and the coverage, because I know it's gonna crease on my eyelid, but I wouldn't usually use it that way anyway. I am getting a bit of spikiness from the brush here. It is a little bit like, okay, I need to stop tapping in now and perhaps blend out a little bit. I just want to go in with my finger to get right into that corner because I feel like it hasn't moved. The product isn't blending very well with this brush because I actually can't get right up in there. I do have an eye cream on. It's the eye cream I always use. It's the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright. Love our eye cream. Initial impressions, it does look a little bit dry under my eyes. I don't know if you can see, but when I push like this, it looks like it lacks oh, it looks like it kind of lacks any moisture, and it did say 24-hour moisture on it as well, like it provides moisture. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in to the other side here with a little bit less, and I'm gonna use my brush because maybe too much product is gonna make it a little bit cakey, you know? So I'm gonna do the tiniest amount here, and a tiny bit here, and we can always add to it if we need to. I'm going to use a brush. Where's my brush? I'm going to use this one from Sigma because it has like this triangle end. There is another one, the 4D HD, which is like a pyramid, which I absolutely love, but I haven't cleaned it. But they all have these like little pointed ends. I can link them down below for you as well. So let's just buff that in, and I'm going to do a mix of a brush and fingers. I can just get right up into these areas with this brush, you see? And I'm gonna use my finger a little bit more to warm it up, because sometimes that's when the product can start to look a little bit dry, is when there's no like warmth to it as well. So I'm just gonna help it out a little bit. I always try and make it work in these reviews at least. Now, see, for me, that's enough coverage. I know a lot of people like a lot more. I'm just gonna do a tiny bit in here and a little bit on my brow bone. I'm gonna take any excess onto my lid. Now, I don't know if you can see on me, perhaps I missed this area with my eye cream, but it is looking a little bit dry. Oh, what's that piece in my hair? It is looking a little bit drier up in there. Let me just get my finger and warm it up, and hopefully that will help it out a bit. It is kind of gripping onto the more textured areas. We'll let both of those settle. Let's give a little go to this blemish here, and just a bit of redness on the cheeks. Oh, I didn't blend this in. Whoopsie. So it's sitting on a blemish quite well. It does look a little bit dry, but this blemish is a little bit like still scabby, and I would have prepped it a little bit differently, so maybe we can try that tomorrow. I think a good area to look at is my nose as well, because it is quite red and everything. So let's do a little bit. So I'm not overly impressed with the way it's sitting here on my drier areas. Again, for a concealer that says it's for all skin types, I would like to see this being sorted. I am also wearing skincare, so I have, you know, done what I could this morning, so maybe that will need a little bit of help tomorrow. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it lasts. This area, to be fair, usually when my natural oils get involved, it kind of sorts itself out. But I mean, this is the side of my nose without it, and this is the side with it. So it definitely evens out. It definitely has coverage, but it's concealer. Of course it does, you know? Okay, so let me put in the wear test here and see how I got on. I completely forgot I was meant to be doing this wear test today, but I do have a long day ahead of me. It's about 11:06, so to be very precise. But I am editing videos. I just finished filming a little bit. I've done all my skincare as normal. What's happening today? I'm just editing, doing like officey things, and then I am going out later for dinner. So I'm gonna try and keep this concealer on for as long as possible, but if it comes to like 4 o'clock and it looks terrible, then I'm gonna have to take it off. Okay, let's just do a little bit here, and then I really want to buff it in, so I want to make sure it's nice and blended. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. That is like absolutely not enough. I'm just gonna do a little bit under my eyes here, just for a wear test. This will be enough for me in normal life, but you know, we want a bit of coverage. And I am wearing a Halloween themed t-shirt because yesterday it got to 3 p.m. and it felt like summer, and I just felt like my whole life was crashing down. I despise summer, so I'm wearing a Halloween t-shirt in protest. Okay, so when I go out a little bit later, I will kind of fill in this little area just to kind of even out the redness a little bit. So I think when I first tried this yesterday, I said it was a little bit dry. I think I said it was a little bit dry under my eyes, a little bit cakey feeling. But now I actually have like my full skincare on. I have a good eye cream underneath. It looks really smooth. I will take you to a better lighting so we can have a look. But it looks nice and smooth. This eye here does have like this fold right here all the time. So I am expecting that to crease a little bit quicker than everything else. But other than that, I look smooth. It looks nice. This is my office lighting, and the light doesn't change really much in this room, so this is it. In this lighting, I just feel like this lighting is a little bit more, I don't know, muted or diffused almost. It looks nice. It looks hydrated. It looks not hydrated, but it doesn't look dry. It looks smooth. And it is, what's the time? It's 11:12. So I'm stupid and completely forgot I was doing this wear test. It's now 1:15. So it's been like 11, 12, 1. Oh, it's only been 2 hours. Okay, that's not terrible. It's still sitting really nicely on my skin. Surprisingly, it hasn't really creased as much as I thought it would, especially where I have this natural crease here. We have like some creasage up here, but I wouldn't use concealer on my eyelid personally. It looks quite good. Like I'm okay with that. It's still brighter. You can still see it's, let me just block the light there. You can still see it's brighter. And it's still pretty, I keep saying it's still pretty good. It's lasted. I guess, so I'll be live streaming on Twitch at 3 o'clock. So maybe I'll keep you updated just before I go live. So I'm about to go live on Twitch. It's 3 o'clock. I'm running late. Everything still looks good. It kind of, I mean, it's still there. It's still brighter. So it seems like a good concealer. I'm not like, wow. Like the Rem Beauty one was like, wow. But this is like, it's a nice concealer and it's lasted a long time. So let's see how it is much later on. It is almost 6 p.m. and it's coming towards the end of the day and I'm going out for dinner. And I put on like the tiniest bit of makeup. It's not even foundation. It's like a tint, not even. And I feel like the concealer is too much. So I'm gonna take it off. But I just wanted to finish this up before the concealer is very visibly there against a light coverage, if that makes sense. And almost looks, I don't know, it just looks too much. So if you're going to do, that's not a negative on a product, it's just, you know, for what I'm doing on my face, it doesn't go right. So if you're not a foundation wearer, in terms of if you don't like a full coverage, or even a medium coverage, because this is a very light coverage, excuse me, probably not the best concealer to pair with your foundation. If you're a full coverage person, great. Yeah, it's lasted a really, really long time. So I'm pleased with it. But it's just not, it's not for me for every day. It did last all day, but it's not, I would use it when I'm on camera or doing a little bit more foundation, so I'm going to an event or something like that. But for every day, it's just too much. And I use this very minuscule amount compared to what I usually use. And yeah, okay. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that helped you in a decision whether you're going to buy this concealer or not. I always suggest you watch a few people's reviews, 2 or 3 or 4, just so you get a good idea of the way people apply it, their skin types, their daily activities, things like that. You may prefer the way it looks with the brush, without the brush, you know? So do go ahead and check out other people as well. Consider subscribing to this channel, giving us a thumbs up, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.